Do you have insomnia? Are you up late at night and don't feel tired? Do you have trouble falling asleep? Do you wake up too early or feeling like you didn't get restful sleep? Do you have headaches or eye strain? If you answered yes to any of these questions, blue light exposure may be causing your symptoms. Today, we are going to talk about blue light exposure and anti-blue light glasses. If you are new to my channel, be sure to subscribe. I make numerous health videos that you won't want to miss. Okay, now let's get started. Could the lights from modern technology be considered a stimulating drug? And could these lights cause cancer? Light is a drug no one thinks about because it's everywhere and is considered normal, but it's far from normal. Light bulbs have only been around since about the 1880s. These new lights can be very stimulating to the brain, like a drug, which explains why we end up on computers and phones late at night, questioning what happened to our precious time. Scientists originally thought it took 2,500 lux of light to suppress melatonin, but eventually learned 1 lux or less has the ability to suppress melatonin. 1 lux is equivalent to 1 lumen per square meter. Lux is a form of measurement used to measure the amount of light falling on a specific area, such as my photography lights illuminating on me for this video, computer screens, tiny lights on alarm clocks and cable boxes, cell phones, dim lamps, night lights, LED lights, moonlight, and other lights at night are all good at tricking our brains into thinking it's daytime. Yes, you heard right. Even natural moonlight suppresses melatonin production. Our bodies have a very sensitive photoreceptive system, making it crucial for us to protect ourselves from artificial light exposure. Photoreceptive simply means the detection, absorption, and use of light. Since we are so sensitive to light, it makes me wonder what other mechanisms our bodies have to know when it's nighttime. Otherwise, gamers would never get to sleep. This much light exposure may seem normal to society, but in reality, we're overdosing on it like a drug. The scary part is that we can't escape it unless we move deep into the center of nature, which is obviously not practical these days. By getting less restful sleep from these light drugs, we're not able to heal as well at night. We weaken our endocrine system and ultimately cause fatigue, mood swings, lower our cognitive abilities, have trouble maintaining weight, create degenerative diseases, and worsen pre-existing diseases. Light can be even more harmful to those that work night shifts and sleep during the day. Bright lights late at night during work provide temporary stimulation for improved work productivity, but in the long run may damage our bodies. Evidence suggests night shift workers, such as nurses, are at higher risk of developing breast and endometrial cancer due to less melatonin levels caused by late night light exposure. At night, our bodies are supposed to create melatonin through natural circadian rhythms. The word circadian derives from the Latin phrase circa diem, meaning about a day. Human circadian rhythms originally responded normally in nature, where it gets dark out, or better put, pitch black. Most likely in forests, caves, huts, and other forms of shelter. Not always under moonlight. Wouldn't you hide at night to stay safe in the wild while sleeping? I know I would. And yes, I know fires are a factor too, but that's for a later discussion, okay? Thank you. Being exposed to light constricts the pupil, stimulates the brain to increase attention and wakefulness, suppresses melatonin production in the pineal gland, increases heart rate and body temperature, and stimulates the production of cortisol. This is why so many people are stressed and stimulated late at night, unable to sleep until 3 a.m. or even later. We need to expose ourselves to more darkness a few hours before going to bed. Now imagine we're safe in a cave and it's completely dark. Our brains sense the absence of light through our eyes to the third eye, also known as the pineal gland, and begins to produce melatonin. Once melatonin is produced, We then begin to get tired and fall asleep. But as a side note, it's a bit more complicated than that. Intrinsically photosensitive retinal ganglion cells, also known as melanopsin-containing retinal ganglion cells, have to first sense light with the photopigment melanopsin. Melanopsin is part of a group of light-sensitive retinal proteins called opsins, hence the name melanopsin. Melanopsin is involved in the response to light exposure. It regulates things like pupil size and the biological clock for releasing melatonin from the pineal gland. Light suppresses melanopsin, which can lead to low levels of melatonin. Ultimately, lack of light tells the pineal gland it's time to produce melatonin, and light tells the pineal gland it's time to stop producing melatonin. Just like during the solar eclipse, when all the animals thought it was time to sleep because the sun was briefly gone, but then got back up when the sun came back. Similarly, that is what happens when our brains sense darkness. For thousands of years, all our species has had for light was the sun, stars, and fire. Then all of a sudden, roughly 130-ish years ago, our species started getting exposed to artificial light. Our bodies have no idea what artificial light is. They think it's sunlight even when it's nighttime, so they don't know that they need to adapt to the new environmental light exposure. In reality, if they did know, it would take hundreds, if not thousands and thousands of years of light exposure for the offspring of our species to adapt to something like artificial lights. We won't be alive to see that biological adaptation unless anti-aging technology gives us that opportunity. Even then, anti-aging us wouldn't get that gift. Most likely, only newborns would be able to develop it. Since we cannot biologically adapt in our lifetime, what can we do right now to protect ourselves from blue lights? Thankfully, we are somewhat technologically advanced enough to protect us from our new creations by creating more things to help reduce the effects of them. Just like bulletproof vests being made to protect us from bullets, but in this case, anti-blue light glasses were created to protect us from the new light environment. As you may know, bulletproof vests don't protect us entirely from bullets. The same goes for most anti-blue light glasses. The best option is always going to be to put yourself around complete darkness, but good luck doing that all the time, especially if you live in a city and are not living with the Amish. I highly recommend you turn off all lights in your room, even the tiny cable box lights, and black out your room with blackout curtains. If you can't get your room completely dark, you should wear an eye mask. I'll leave a link in the description below where you can purchase these products. I found nice blackout curtains for under $50, so they won't break the bank. If you don't get them, then please don't come to me complaining about your sleeping problems. Try blackout curtains or eye masks first and use them as often as possible for the rest of your life. That's how important they are. Here's an interesting short story. The first time I slept in a completely dark room was at the age of 19. I was up north in Traverse City, Michigan at my grandfather's lake house. I was on a business endeavor with friends, planning out this YouTube channel, scanning brains with a portable EEG device, recording music, writing movies, and brainstorming a late night show. One night, I woke up in the middle of the night and had a genuine panic attack. I gasped for air and my heart started pounding through my chest. I couldn't sense anything visually for the first time in my life. The thoughts running through my mind were questions such as, did I die? Am I in the void? Or did I just go blind? I quickly realized it was just a dark room. I then calmed down and fell back asleep, even with the adrenaline running through my veins. Can you believe it took me 19 years of my life before I could finally experience what it's like to be in a completely dark room? It's okay to be afraid of the dark, but not forever. We're not used to darkness because we changed the norm with these artificial lights. Darkness is a natural part of life that we didn't grow up with because of this new technology. The problem is that we accidentally removed too much nature from our lives by crowding it out with technology. Urban survivors need to find a balance. You get used to sleeping in the dark over time, I promise. Types of anti-blue light glasses. There are different types of anti-blue light glasses, and it's very important to understand the differences before purchasing them. All of them are great for children and adults of all ages, so long as you use the right ones at the right time. Children especially should have blue blocking glasses since they have shorter arms, exposing them to more light at a close distance. A study reported that over 2,000 children around ages 8 and 18 spent about 7.5 hours per day in school or in their free time using electronics with LED lights. Since there appears to be a correlation between eye degeneration and blue lights, it only makes sense that we should protect children with anti-blue light glasses. As a common sense warning, never try to look at the sun or get close to lights with these blue light blocking glasses on. They are not that high tech. Don't be dumb. Seeing less light through glasses doesn't mean they are 100% protecting you from damaging light. Even if you don't feel any discomfort when looking, you can still damage your eyes. Please, make sure your children understand the dangers of looking at lights, even with protective glasses on. As you can see how powerful this is, I will never look directly at my photography lights. I always look off to the side. Additionally, it's important to know that looking at screens reduces eye blinking and causes dry eyes. Some people recommend to follow the 20-20-20 rule. Look 20 feet away from your screen for 20 seconds every 20 minutes to allow your eyes to relax. Add in some blinking while you're at it. I personally recommend doing short kung fu or yoga practices every 20 minutes or so when working on computers for long periods of time. That will give your eyes time to rest and keep your physical health top-notch. The more expensive dark lens anti-blue light glasses block out all lights that tell your brain it's daytime, not just the typical UV 400 spectrum. This means your body will produce melatonin even around artificial light. These glasses do impair vision, but they still allow you to look at electronic devices without your brain thinking it's daytime. These will be exceptionally useful for those over the age of 60 when the aging body begins to have trouble producing melatonin. As for tech addicts and late-night workers in stimulating bright light environments, these night-mimicking dark anti-blue light glasses may be essential. If you decide you don't want to wear these dark lens glasses, at least wear the clear lensed ones to protect your eyes from being damaged by artificial light. I personally wear the clear lens anti-blue light gaming glasses on a daily basis to ensure I get healthier levels of light because I work on computers a lot. Dark lens anti-blue light glasses are extremely useful for night work on the computer, reading or watching TV, but not so great for daytime use. In fact, they can be quite harmful if you use them during the day. Blue light is very important during the day to keep us awake, focused, and energized. We don't want to trick our brains into thinking it's nighttime when the sun is out. This could throw off our circadian rhythms, cause sleep problems, and even fatigue. If you want to block blue light during the day, you should use anti-blue light glasses with clear, yellow, or slightly rose-colored lenses. If you want, you can even use sunglasses. Just make sure the glasses are verified to protect you from UV 400. If you can still see blue and other colors through those glasses, your brain will still think it's daytime. The health benefits of dark anti-blue light glasses may include the following. Improve restful sleep by regulating circadian rhythms and produce more melatonin by blocking melatonin-suppressing lights. Improved sleep will also help restore the adrenal glands and give you more energy during the day. Reduce eye strain from electronic screens and common artificial lights. Potentially protect from age-related macular degeneration, AMD. Age-related macular degeneration is one of the leading causes of blindness in the United States. Studies show exposure to blue light over time causes phospholipid oxidation in the retina of mice, which can ultimately lead to AMD. The Sheepin's Eye Institute also stated, the blue rays of the spectrum seem to accelerate AMD more than other rays of the spectrum. The good news is that anti-blue light glasses, antioxidants, and vitamins A, C, and E from a well-rounded whole foods diet can actually help protect the eyes, especially foods like goji berries. Reduce brain inflammation by increasing melatonin levels. Aid in weight loss by reducing hunger. Light exposure could cause changes in the hormone leptin, ultimately affecting hunger, feeding behaviors, food intake, body composition, and fat storage. Leptin is a light-sensitive hormone that peaks at night, telling our brains how much fat storage our bodies have. Darkness and red light changes leptin levels to reduce hunger. In a sense, it seems when our brains see light, they think it's time to eat to keep energy levels up for the day. Light exposure would obviously increase late-night hunger, leading to weight gain. A study also proposes that extended exposure to blue light may be able to negatively impact insulin resistance. If you decide to use glasses that completely block out lights associated with melatonin suppression, be sure to use them at least 2 to 3 hours before bed. If you have insomnia, you may need to try to use them even earlier, a minimum of 3 hours earlier or even longer. As a rule of thumb, it would be best to put them on when the sun goes down. I'll leave a link in the description below for you to purchase dark anti-blue light glasses. Clear and colored lenses. If you didn't notice, I personally prefer the clear anti-blue light lenses because they block out harmful blue light and most other harmful types of light radiation, reduce eye strain, and they do not drastically alter my visual perception of the world. They only create a slight yellow tint. It actually makes pale people look healthier and grass look greener. The color of the lens doesn't matter. It's all about the UV protection the glasses provide. Don't be fooled by those ugly orange glasses unless they completely block out all melatonin suppressing lights. Regardless of the color, clear, rose, and other colored UV 400 lenses will block out some blue light, giving your eyes healthier levels of light. These glasses will not tell your brain it's nighttime, so they won't be useful for sleep. Clear lens anti-blue light glasses, in theory, should help your brain produce a tiny bit more melatonin at night. They most certainly won't be as effective as the glasses that block out all melatonin suppressing lights. It's just common sense. What's the point of using clear lens anti-blue light glasses if they don't help with melatonin production? Since they do block most harmful light, they will be able to protect your eyes from computer screens, reduce eye strain on your eyes, and also reduce overstimulation of your brain with too much blue light. That's why I wear clear lens anti-blue light glasses when I'm looking at screens, especially when I'm editing video or watching TV with the constant fluctuation of lights, particularly anime and video games, which have the most intense light exposure. So many flashing lights! Oh my gosh! When you're looking for basic anti-blue light glasses, such as Sungazer Herbs glasses, make sure they are advertised stating they protect you from UV 400. UV 400 means that your eyes will be protected from ultraviolet A, UVA, and ultraviolet B, UVB light wavelengths up to a tiny scale of 400 nanometers. That may not sound like a lot, but it is in terms of wavelengths. UV light ranges in various wavelengths from 10 nanometers to 400 nanometers. That's the range most glasses will protect you from. Light that you can visibly see ranges from 400 nanometers to 700 nanometers. As for infrared, it ranges from 1 micrometer to 700 nanometers. Okay, a few more things and then I'll end this video. Anti-blue light glasses have various sized lenses. The ones I use mainly only block out light that is directly in front of me, such as computer screens. When the sun or any other form of light hits me from the side, I definitely feel it. You need to determine what size lens you need for your specific lifestyle. I only use them around technology, so I only need ones that block out from the front. In all honesty, another reason why I like my glasses is because they are poppin' in fashion, yo! What are the kids saying these days? Oh right, these glasses are on fleek. Cycling glasses would be great to block light shining from the sides of your eyes. If you want to purchase anti-blue light glasses, I'll leave a link in the description below for you. Purchasing from Sungazer Herbs is a way to financially support me for making free videos. I don't normally like to say you should buy something because you indeed have your own opinions, but I feel so strongly about how essential it is to protect our eyes from technology while scientists work out the damaging our bodies aspect. Come on, let's admit it. We're kind of lab rats when it comes to computer use and a whole bunch of other things. Believe it or not, I'm currently more worried about computer screens than the sun. We already know about the basic precautions to take regarding the sun. I grew up on computers, and to this day, I still struggle with going to bed earlier than 1 a.m. on most nights. My circadian rhythm was programmed for late nights at a very young age because we just didn't know the effects of computer screens back then. Computers were so new and exciting. We were still excited we had one of the first computers and never thought about the side effects of using them. As urban survivors, we need to remember that technology is a tool, just like any other tool. Like saws, we know how to handle saws with care so we don't harm ourselves when using them. Unfortunately, for some of us, we have to hurt ourselves at least once. As a last reminder, children are so close to screens because of their short arms and deep focus on entertainment. How many kids are lying down with their faces in front of screens? Lots, and you know it. I see it all the time, and I used to do it playing Nintendo 64. Heck, I'd fall asleep 3 feet away from a TV when I was a kid. At least get your family a pair of basic UV 400 anti-blue light glasses from the links provided in the description below. It's only a matter of time until we start seeing more macular degeneration in the future. Urban survivors, we don't have to become a statistic. Well, that's it for this video. I will have more detail in my book, but for now, this is a great place to start. Be sure to hit like on this video like your life depends on it, share this video with someone you feel needs to know this information, and subscribe to my channel if you are new. I upload numerous health videos that you won't want to miss. If you want additional health tips and free product giveaways, then be sure to sign up for my newsletter. Oh, and don't forget to protect your eyes. Your future self will thank you, I promise. Create degenerative diseases and worsen pre-existing diseases. Ooh-wee, that was a tough one! Computer screen, come on, kamikaze! Computer screens, finally! Our bodies have no idea what artificial light is. Is that what I meant? Fuck cars, yo! reduce eye strain from electronic screens, and Carmen. Carmen? And Carmen. I'm Carmen from South Park. Is that it? Should be.